Hey everybody, Professor Snart. Just a quick little check-in here as we get out of Unit 4 and into Unit 5. Again, quick check of due dates here. Unit 4 was due Thursday, 27th, and then of course we turn around for Unit 5 on Monday, January 31st. One thing to notice is that even though we've been really going quickly through the units kind of on a Monday-Thursday rotation, we will, after a little while, especially once we get to, I'm just looking at Unit 7, which is essay number 1, you do get a little more time for the slightly longer writing assignments. So we're kind of moving even more quickly than would normally be the case at the start here, because the assignments just aren't that time-consuming relative to some of the longer writing assignments that we will be getting into. So for now, we're kind of into a rhythm here. Which means that Monday Unit 5 is due. So Unit 5 is, again, a fairly straightforward one, and it's asking you to do two different kinds of writing assignments. And I'm just going to scroll to the details here. So you're reading a short story called Boys and Girls by Alice Munro. And then what we're trying to do in this unit is really differentiate between the idea of summary, which is just an objective kind of retelling of the main ideas from the story, or the main events or plot details kind of, and you're doing this just as a Word document or whatever you use that you're submitting directly through Blackboard, so you're not posting this to a discussion board or anything like that. There is, however, a discussion board where you're offering much more of your subjective kind of response to the story or your insight about what's going on. So oftentimes essays, more traditional essays, will kind of combine these two things because we have both summary or details, of course, but also interpretation or analysis. So we're joining those things together. For this particular unit, we're working to really artificially separate them. So one of the things that you want to be conscious of as you finish this unit is really showing me that you get the nature of summary, which is no opinion, no I voice, no analysis. It's just basic, this is what happens in the story. And you can organize details, of course, effectively in, we can call it an essay, but really just a longer piece of writing. It's a couple of pages. So of course you're not just writing one long paragraph, you're still organizing, but it's very objective, this is what happens in the story kind of stuff. It's not your opinion about good, bad, Munro was a great writer, the story was boring, none of that kind of stuff. The discussion board, however, really is your response. So it's much more, it may feel a little less formal, but that's not so much the issue as it's more your subjective opinion or your kind of evaluation about what's happening in the story. So more of the interpretive stuff. So we're pulling those two things apart for this particular unit, even though in subsequent units for the longer essays, we'll actually be bringing them back together for that one longer piece of writing. So just be aware of those two very different kinds of writing assignments that are happening for Unit 5 here. Okay, so be sure you're staying on top of due dates, getting things done on time, and reading instructions really carefully, and obviously keeping up with the gradebook to make sure that you're getting credit for work that you're doing on time and correctly, of course. Again, as always, be in touch with me if you have any questions, and I'll talk to everybody soon.